In this video, I'll show you how to make a website using Hostinger. First, just do a Google search for Hostinger. Click on the link, go to the home page, and then log in. You can log in using your Gmail, your Google account. If you want to have a website, the first thing that you have to do is you have to add a payment method, because you will have to pay for web hosting. You have to pay for domain name and an email address if you want to. You can add your credit card. This is for your credit card. Just fill in your details and then add the card. You can go back there and change payment methods or remove payment methods, but you'll need it to pay for these things. Okay, so after you've added a payment method, you will need to pay for web hosting. Web hosting simply means that Hostinger will allow you to use their servers where your website will stay on their site. So your website is just a collection of web pages, so it needs somewhere to stay. So these are the different hosting plans. What I suggest is just go for the cheapest one. If you're just starting out, go for the cheapest one, which is here, $1.99 per month, and then it renews at $3.99. So just go for the cheapest one. You'll get one website, and these are the things that you'll get. So the plans, basically, as they scale up, you get a bit more. So I suggest get the cheapest one and start off, and then you can always upgrade later when you outgrow it. So once you've gotten your hosting plan, you can create a website. Okay, so other things that you might need are email. You can use whatever email address that you already use, for example your Gmail. But if you want the email to be linked to your domain name, then you have to pay for it. So this is business starter. This is how much it's going to cost you per on the plan, and then you get one mailbox, and for every additional mailbox, which means every email address that you get, this is how much you're going to pay. So the plans are they also increase. They give you a bit more for the different plans. The next thing you need is you're going to need a domain name. So you can go to, so I don't have any domains, I haven't bought any domain names and nothing linked to this account. So you can get a new domain name here, and you can search for, let me search for one and we see. So Papua New Guinea. Okay, so here you can see whether the name you want is already taken. For example, here papuaNewGuinea.com is already registered, meaning someone owns that domain name, so you can't use that. And all the other domain names are here. That's how much they cost. This is an yearly cost, so when you buy the domain name, this is how much you're going to pay, yearly cost of you owning the domain name. So it's an ongoing process, but it's yearly. So it depends on the type of extension you want. So .info, .ai, .me, .coms are generally more expensive. You need to pay for a domain name, you need to build a website, and you need to pay for web hosting. And then the email is optional, but if you do pay for email, then it's linked to your domain name. So it just makes things look more complete. I'm in an account now where I've got some web hosting paid for. Let's go to the website tab. These tabs are same as before. Under the website tab, you will see all your websites, whether they are connected to a domain name or not. All of them will be here. Websites that some are live, some haven't gone live yet, all of them will be kept here. This is your website tab, and this is where you go to create a new website. So just clicking on that will give you three options. WordPress site is one that you can create through Hostinger, and it will be hosted through Hostinger, but it will have more functionality. It's a WordPress site, so it's somewhere, it's intermediate difficulty, I'll say. But if you're starting out, I suggest the Hostinger website builder that has an AI builder. And then this bottom option is one where if you know how to code, you write some HTML, it gives you more customization options now. So let's have a look at the AI builder. I just like to use the voice typing on Google Docs, so it keeps my hands free. A GPT, write a prompt that I will copy paste into an AI builder. ask it to create a travel listing website about Papua New Guinea travel services, and just copy paste it, chuck it into GPT, paste to run it. Told GPT before I copy pasted that or included it in the previous prompt. Okay, this should be good. So copy that, go to the website builder, paste it. I didn't get the name, so PNG travel, something like that, and that's it. Create the website. So that's the easiest way to make it. It takes about 1 minute, even less than a minute. And here we are. Okay, this is what the site looks like. If you want to do this again, you can click create again, and it will go back to, it will show you this again, and you just create. You can adjust the prompt, the description in there, change whatever you want to change, and then run it again. If you're happy with this, then you just go edit site, and then now you're able to select the individual components of the site, and you can add and subtract. Okay, I just realized that it says explore engineering travel services, so whatever that means, but just for demonstration purposes, we'll go through how you can edit the site. So what you've got on the left here are all the elements that you can add, and they make up all of this your site here. So, and these are pages and navigation, so these are items in your main menu. They show up here. This is actually a header section, so but when you create pages here, you can pick which ones go on your main menu. So you can even include some pages that you are working on. They can be here, and they are hidden from navigation until you want to connect them and make them accessible to your website user. So here you have your website styles, so colors, fonts, buttons, animations, all of them together to help you. And these are your some AI tools that you can use. And this is your blog. So if you've got a blog section, then this is where you can add your posts, and this is where you can publish or unpublish them. These are just some placeholders that are already published, and you can delete them or you can unpublish them. Post settings, all of that accessible here. And this is where you find your e-commerce tools, shopping cart and payment options and checkout, and all that is here. I'm not sure which of those are available to Papua New Guineans. I have not used this myself, but this is where you'll find these options. And last, these three dots, they give you options that are more to do with the back end of your website, the settings part of it. So you have things like your integrations. This is where you can include some extra code, and you can include your Google Analytics. This is your form submission. So if you have a form like this is where you'll go to see all your forms that are collected when people complete and submit forms. Your SEO settings, AI assistance, media libraries, where all your photos or your documents, whatever media you upload to the site, this is where they are stored. And where you can manage your backup. Your website needs to have a backup, and this is where you can also export your content to WordPress. So after using Hostinger and you find that there's some functionality that you require that Hostinger doesn't have and WordPress has, then you can export your site to WordPress. If you come to the point where you find that you've outgrown what Hostinger has to offer and you want something that gives you more customization options or more features. So once you are in edit mode, you can just select any of these elements and you can start editing them directly. For example, this is a text box. I can just delete this text. There's a wizard that guides you through the process to get your site from until you get it live. So the main things that you'll be doing after your website is now created by AI is you'll be linking the things together. So for example, if under join, oh no, maybe that's not a good example. Okay, here under your, say, your socials, so you can just click that and edit social icons. So you go directly, and so this is where you would plug in your Facebook. You would go to your Facebook page, and then you'd come copy paste in here, and then just click, just take it, and then so when it's clicked, when the visitors click this, it will take them to your Facebook page. You can also edit which icons you want to be here. You can change the order. You can delete them. You can edit, you can delete them. So, and you can add a new one. So depending on whichever you can add a new one. So you copy paste the link to your page on whichever platform, and then Hostinga will just detect it automatically, and it will show here whichever platform you're using. So all of this you can edit. You come here, you edit your contacts, so you can edit all of this, your contact details, and then you can edit the text here. And this is a form, so clicking on it, you can edit the form, the name of the form, so that as you build your website, you will have multiple forms. You can have them, so it's good to name them, so you'll know which form you are seeing or you are getting. When someone completes a form, you will get a notification through the email address that you list here, and you can customize it here, what kind of fields you want, and the buttons that you will have, the style, and even some animations. That's a form. This is also another form up here that you'll see the difference is in the fields. So these are the different fields, and you can add a new field here: single choice, multiple choice, short answer, or paragraph. Oh, before I go to the options at the top, just know that this is the header. That's where you edit your header, and you can say how the header is laid out, whether it's text, or if you can stick your logo in here. You can put a logo in here, an image, layout of how those elements are organized, and the elements you can show logo, or you can show your social icons. You can hide it, or you can put a button in there and you can customize it. For example, it can be subscribe to a newsletter button. And then this is the style, so how you want it to appear. It's transparent, and then the color of the text in the header. So header, this is the main body, and then the footer, this is the footer here. So they are edited differently. They're different sections, so you have to click on them and edit them. Okay, up here you have, this is how your website looks on desktop view, and then this is the mobile. So it's worth switching to mobile view just to see some elements may display differently on mobile. Like this one here, where the form it spills over to this part here. So for that, you can just drag that down, and you can adjust the image here. Alright, and then save your work, preview how it would appear on mobile. And these are the options for, you can switch to coming soon mode, so it lets the address will be there, but when your visitors go to that address, they'll see a message saying that it's coming soon. And this is where you go live, so when it's website is online and everyone can come and visit it. This is the connect domain. So at the moment it's using a temporary link here, the domain, temporary domain, but you can send this to people that you want to, or people that you want to come and see the website. If you're sharing it to someone, for example, if you're making it for a client, then you can send it to them and they'll have a look before it goes live. And this is where you go to connect your domain. So if you've bought a domain name, your domain names will be listed, and you can type the domain name here, and it will search. If you've got a few domain names, it will search, and then you pick which one, and then you just press next, and it will go. And once you've connected a domain name, it will no longer show your temporary address. It will show that domain name that you've connected the site to. So how much does all of this cost? I'll give you an idea. Under my subscriptions tab, I've got the web hosting and email starter plan and my domain name. So the domain name is a 1 year subscription, or you pay for the domain name and it's yours for a year, and then the web hosting and the email is a monthly fee. So the web hosting is about $12, email is $3, and domain name is about $17. So that's like paying, let's say, 70 kina for a domain name, and then 60 kina every month. So that amounts to about, just the email and the web hosting is about $180. So that's 721 kina. So if you were to factor in the domain name, no, domain name being a one-off payment, but it's for the year. So one-off for the year plus web hosting and email for the year, it's around 790 kina, almost 800 kina, or 197 US dollars. That gives you an idea. If you were to pay for someone to make a website for you, a website built like this using Hostinger would cost less compared to a website that's custom made, and it will be charged according to what features you've got on it. For example, if you want an e-commerce platform, such features will cost more, and that requires more functionality, so it will be using some custom code. So for that, your website developer might or will charge you more. So for hosting a site like this, it will cost considerably less, but you will still have to pay for the domain name and the hosting and the email. So if I were to make a site for you, that cost will be passed on to you, but you would pay me for the making of the site, and if you want me to maintain the site, then you pay me to maintain it, because websites are dynamic entities. They'll need to be updated over the weeks or months or however long you have the site. Or you might pay for other things such as some marketing services, or content creation, maintain your blogs, build an email mailing list for you. So those are the things that other services that might come included in, or there might be upsells from someone making a website for you. If we take the costing of the web hosting and the email and the domain name plus paying someone to make a website for you, all of it might seem a bit steep. But so if you're providing a service, or if you're selling a product through your website, something that, say, one client or one or two clients, and then you've got that cost already covered for the year, then it's well worth it, because you're building and you're maintaining a platform that enables you to make more from that one platform. And having a website gives you this place where now the internet is more crowded than ever. It's easier for people to make content. So if you've got any sort of business that has a digital component where you need to have a place where people can find you, then having a website is a good idea, so that everything is directed to your website, and your website stays there so that people can come and find you anytime. Because when you update on social media, whatever post you make, it moves. It's not built, whatever platform is not built in a way where all your items and whatever products, services that you've got, where they all can be arranged. And the thing about the website is that you own the platform, so you won't have to, you're not affected by any algorithm, well, apart from search engine optimization. So but the SEO is again within your reach, or it's within your hands, so how well you do your SEO. But it's not based on how the algorithm works within the platform, and you're not subject to whatever tools that you are limited to inside of that platform. For example, a Facebook page and what you can't put in there, or how they structure their display, and what you can and you cannot use. So the website gives you that freedom, and you can post whatever you want on it.